Linear equations problems. Finding the solution using 2 points, 1 point and 1 slope, 1 parallel or perpendicular line and 1 point, and expressing equations using standard, general, and slope-intercept forms. Finding the solution using 2 points. There are 3 steps to find the equation of the straight line. Number 1. Find the slope of the line, which is change in y divided by change in x, which equals second y coordinate minus the first y coordinate divided by the second x coordinate minus the first x coordinate. Step 2. Put the slope and 1 point into this point-slope form, which is y minus y1 equals to m times x minus x1. And step 3. Simplify into slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. Example in real life number 1. Rachel tilts a ladder onto a wall. Diagonally, it stretches 3 meters horizontally and rises 10 meters vertically. If the beginning of the ladder is considered the origin, what would be the equation of the straight line of the ladder? Point A would be 0, 0. Point B would be 3, 10. Since the slope is a change in y divided by the change in x, it would be 10 minus 0 divided by 3 minus 0, which would be 10 over 3. Our slope is 10 over 3. In point-slope form, x1 and y1 are the coordinates of a point on the line. So we replace x1 and y1 with any of the 2 coordinates. We replace them with 0, which gives us y equals 10 over 3 times x. Application in real life 2. Jay's bathroom door hinges went loose due to neglect, and the door fell into a wall, staying in a diagonal slant. It stretches 10 meters horizontally and rises 2 meters vertically. If the beginning of the ladder is considered the origin, what would be the equation of the straight line of the ladder? Our 2 coordinates are 0, 0, and 10, 2. If slope is the change in y divided by the change in x, then our slope would be 2 minus 0 divided by 10 minus 0, which would be 2 over 10. So our slope is 2 over 10. Point-slope form, x1 and y1 are the coordinates of the point on the line. We replace x1 and y1 with any of the 2 coordinates. We replace them with 0, which equals y equals 2 over 10 x.
Finding the solution given 1 point and 1 slope. First, you're given the slope and the point. Second, write the slope and the point in the formula y equals mx plus b, which is the slope-intercept form, and m represents the slope and b the y-intercept. To find the solution in a graph, plot b in the y-axis. Taking the slope to rise over run. Rise over run equals vertical change over horizontal change. To find the second point and complete the line. Example. You're given the point negative 9, 6 and the slope negative 4/5. With this, you write it in slope-intercept form, which is y equals negative 4/5 x plus 6. Then you plot the 6, its point being 0, 6. Now that you have your point, from there apply rise over run. Now, the rise in the slope is negative, so instead of going up to the positive numbers in the axis, we move down to the negative numbers in the axis. Once we go 4 down, we move 5 to the right. Now, we've reached a point in the graph with the slope. We mark it and finally join it with the first point to form a line.
Finding the solution using 1 parallel or perpendicular line and 1 point. Step 1. Find the slope on both lines. Step 2. Compare both slopes. Check if the results are reciprocal or equal. If it's reciprocal, it's perpendicular. If it's equal, it's parallel. Step 3. First, get the slope out of the equation that you already have. Step 4. When you have that slope, replace all the values that you have in the point-slope form. y1 minus y2 equals m times x1 minus x2. With this, you will find the 2 points of the line and you can get the slope from there. Example. Decide whether the lines through each pair of points are parallel or perpendicular. The first line has 2 points, 3, 7 and 5, minus 5. The second line has minus 8, minus 9 and minus 2, minus 8. We place the values that we have on the last formula that we saw. This will get 7 plus 5 over 3 minus 5. This gives you 12 over minus 2. This will be equal minus 6. This is the slope of the first line. We do the same with the second line. And we get minus 9 plus 8 over minus 8 plus 2 is equal to minus 1 over minus 6. This gives us 1/6. When we compare these two fractions, we can see that they are reciprocal to one another. So this means the lines are perpendicular.
Express the equation in form standard, general, and slope-intercept. First step, find the slope using this formula. y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. The slope equals m. This is got by the two coordinates that are given to you. Step 2. Now that you have the slope, you have to remember the point slope formula. y1 minus y2 equals m in parentheses x1 minus x2. Step 3. Now in the slope-intercept form, y equals m times x plus b. Then solve for y. Step 4. In the standard form, you have to leave the equation as integers. To leave it as the formula, ax plus by equals c. Step 5. Finally, in general form, ax plus by plus c equals 0. Just arrange the terms so it stays as the formula. First example. Two coordinates. First coordinate 10, 15. Second coordinate -5, -7. Then, using the slope formula, you get 15 plus 7 divided by 10 plus 5. This gives you 22 divided by 15. This is your slope. Then you use the point slope formula. Y plus 7 equals 22 divided by 15 times x plus 5. This gives you y plus 7 equals 22 divided by 15x plus 110 divided by 15. Then you have to solve for y. This gives you y equals 22 divided by 15x plus 22 divided by 3 minus 7. Then the 7, you have to equalize it to the 22 divided by 3. So this gives you y equals 22 divided by 15x plus 1/3. This gives you y plus 7 equals 22 divided by 15x plus 110 divided by 15. Then you have to solve for y. This gives you y equals 22 divided by 15x plus 22 divided by 3 minus 7. Then the 7, you have to equalize it to the 22 divided by 3. So this gives you y equals 22 divided by 15x plus 1/3. Now, to eliminate the fractions and leave all as integers, you have to multiply everything by 15. So this gives you 15y equals 22x plus 5.